When I first got into photography, one of my main strengths that I noticed about myself was that I was able to take really good portraits of people, as in senior photos, or just having a fun photo shoot on the weekend, just kind of a single person or 2 or 3 people in a picture and blurring the background around them and making them the center of attention in the picture, which is obviously the whole point. And I realized that me constantly taking people's pictures, sometimes you want pictures for yourself, and I realized that there's a specific way that I want my pictures done, but I can't get that way without me taking them. So I figured out that there's a lot of people that don't know that their cameras can use a self-timer mode. And it's a lot simpler to do than you think it is. For a really long time I had no idea how to do it, and so I want to show you how easy it is to take your own pictures without finding or struggling to find a photographer. The 2 things you're really going to need are a camera or some sort of photo taking device. It really doesn't have to be a professional camera, and a tripod of some sort, or a stand. The camera I'm using is the Canon EOS Rebel T6, and I really like this camera because it has really good photo quality, and it has a lot of different qualities that make it really good. So what you want to do when starting out is you want to find the main background of your picture, where you want your picture to happen, and make sure it's a well-lit room, or make sure that the settings on your camera are high enough so that the resolution of the picture is not too high and your subject's not overexposed, or it's not too dark and you can't see your subject at all. There are actually many ways to take a self-timer photo, not just on your camera, but you can do it on your iPhone. And it's actually very simple. All you have to do is go to your camera app on your iPhone, and you click the timer button that's at the top of the screen closer to the right side, and you choose the time you want the timer to span out to. There's 3 seconds or 10 seconds. Once you choose that time frame, you can press the shutter button once your phone is set up where you want it, and you can get ready to take your pictures. And even though they're not a super nice professional camera, iPhones or any phone that has a self-timer usually takes really good photos, which you can use without the struggle of finding a photographer. See, it's a lot easier than most people think it is. Now that we're back to the camera here, the big boy camera, I'm going to show you the options you have when it comes to self-timer. So you have your camera on your tripod, and I'm going to shoot at this back wall here. And what you want to do, there's a little dial right here with multiple buttons. There's a set button in the middle. And you're going to press the button that is to the left of the set button, this small button. Make sure your camera's on, and press the left button. And you come across these options. This option that it's already on is continuous shooting, which is just manual shooting. Someone else has to do it. This is your self-timer mode that you want, and this is your other option for self-timing. This option is continuous shooting self-timer, which means that you can stay in front of the camera without having to press the shutter button over and over again. It just keeps taking pictures. And the cool thing about it is that you can choose the amount of time that the span of time between each photo is taken. So you can go down to 2 seconds, where you can change your poses up really quickly and take multiple pictures at a time, which is a lot easier if you're by yourself. But if you're only looking to take 1 or 2, I suggest that you use the regular self-timer mode. Now, once you're ready to take the self-timer mode, or the self-timer portrait, excuse me, you click the self-timer mode you desire. Make sure that it's aimed at the subject or the wall that you want to be in front of. Press the shutter button, which is the picture button, the button you use to take the picture, and you wait for the timer to go down. It's going to start beeping, and this gives you the opportunity to move in front of the camera and gives you the opportunity to take your own self-timer photo. Now, there are different types of photos you can take self-timer wise, or any picture for that matter. There's candid and portrait, which are the more popular styles, which Candid is more of catching somebody in the act of doing something. They're not usually looking at the camera. And then there's portrait, which is usually used more in advertisements and for more professional reasons, where the subject is looking at the camera and has more attentive view of that they're in frame and what they're looking at. And with this demonstration, I hoped that you learned the very simple process of using a self-timer photo. To go over the steps again, all you do is press the button to the left of the set button, choose the middle button or this button, and select it. Press the picture button, and wait for the timer to go down. This gives you time to go to that back wall or wherever you're going and find the right lighting and the right pose. With this demonstration, I hope that you figured out something that you will be using for the rest of your life in your photography career. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening.